If you thought the age of raw American supercars was over, think again. The Dodge Viper, once declared dead and gone, has just made the most shocking comeback of the decade. And it's unlike anything you've ever seen before. The 2026 Dodge Viper has returned, and this time it's not just a muscle car. It's a technological monster designed to hunt Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and even Teslas. With a hybrid V10, active aero, and a design that looks ready to strike, Dodge didn't just bring back a legend, they redefined it. But the question is, has Dodge created the ultimate rebirth of an icon? Or rewritten the very soul that made the Viper special? Let's find out. To understand why this new Viper matters so much, you have to go back to what it was. The Dodge Viper wasn't built to please everyone. It was built to scare you. It was brutal, raw and untamed. A car that demanded respect, not forgiveness. Powered by an 8.4-liter V10, it didn't care about comfort or safety. It was a symbol of pure American rebellion on four wheels. But in 2017, Dodge pulled the plug. Stricter emissions laws and falling sales ended production. It seemed the Viper was gone forever, another victim of the modern automotive age, until now. In 2026, Dodge stunned the world with a single teaser image, a shadowy silhouette under red light. That unmistakable long hood and the word Venom. The crowd went silent. The legend had returned. But here's the twist. This isn't just the old Viper reborn. It's something completely new. A supercar engineered for a new era, built under Stellantis' Advanced Performance Division, with technology inspired by endurance racing. From a distance, it still looks like a Viper. That low stance, that menacing profile. But every panel, every bolt, and every system underneath is brand new. Dodge has rebuilt the Serpent from the ground up, merging old-school ferocity with cutting-edge innovation. And if you thought this was just another redesign, wait until you see what's hiding under the hood. Let's start with the heart, because the heart of a Viper has always been its engine, and the new 2026 Viper doesn't disappoint. Gone is the old naturally aspirated V10. In its place, a twin-turbocharged 8.0-liter hybrid V10 paired with a high-output electric assist system developed from the Dodge SRT race program. The numbers? Try over 900 horsepower with instant electric torque and zero lag. Dodge calls it the Venom Hybrid Drive. This setup gives the new Viper a brutal launch, 0 to 60 in just 2.3 seconds, faster than most hypercars on the planet. And the top speed? Official numbers aren't out yet, but insiders hint it's capable of pushing over 215 miles per hour. But power is only part of the story. The new chassis is built from carbon fiber and forged aluminum, cutting over 400 pounds compared to the old model. The result? A power-to-weight ratio that's downright terrifying. Then there's the aerodynamics. And this is where Dodge has gone full science fiction. An active front splitter, movable rear wing, and underbody channels work together in real time to keep the Viper glued to the ground. At top speed, it produces nearly 1,000 pounds of downforce, meaning this isn't just a muscle car anymore. It's a track weapon. Step inside, and you realize Dodge has finally evolved beyond its rough edges. The interior is still minimal but refined. Alcantara, exposed carbon fiber, red contrast stitching, and a fully digital instrument cluster that adapts to your driving mode. Speaking of modes, you get street, track, drag, and the new Venom mode, where traction control backs off. Hybrid assist goes full power and the car becomes, well, alive. But here's what's truly shocking. Dodge didn't let the hybrid system kill the sound. They spent 2 years tuning a special resonance chamber that recreates the deep, throat-rattling growl of the old V10. The moment you hit the ignition, it still sounds like pure chaos in motion. Even with all this modern tech, the new Viper hasn't lost its attitude. The steering is hydraulic, not fully electronic. The feel is raw, the grip is savage, and every input from the driver still matters. This isn't a sanitized supercar. It's a tamed beast waiting for the right moment to strike. And yet, for all its power, Dodge has built something smarter this time. A car that doesn't fight you, but works with you. But how does it perform when it's unleashed on the track? That's where things get truly insane. Picture this, early morning at Willow Springs Raceway. The 2026 Viper rolls up to the start line, carbon body glinting in the sun. The engine idles with that signature reptilian snarl. The light turns green. and in a heartbeat, it explodes forward. Electric torque launches it like a slingshot, the rear tires bite hard, and the V10 roars to life with a fury that echoes across the desert. The car dives into corners like never before, the active aero adjusting. Hybrid motors vectoring torque, and the chassis gripping like it's defying physics. Drivers describe it as telepathic, every movement perfectly in sync with your hands and feet. Lap after lap, it just gets faster. Brakes stay cool, grip stays constant, and the data shows something unbelievable. A Nürburgring time rumored at under 7 minutes. That's faster than most Ferraris, faster than McLarens, even rivaling electric monsters like the Rimac. And yet, it's still unmistakably a Viper. It still feels wild, demanding, and dangerously alive. There's no doubt, Dodge didn't just build another car. They built a statement, a declaration that America still knows how to make something truly insane. By the end of testing, one thing becomes clear. The 2026 Viper doesn't just compete with the world's best. It terrifies them, but the real twist? Dodge isn't stopping here. Insiders claim a limited Viper Evenom electric prototype is already in development, a preview of what comes next. Meaning this car could be the bridge between muscle and the future. So what does it all mean for Dodge? And for the legacy of the Viper? That's where our story comes full circle. The 2026 Dodge Viper isn't just a new car, it's a message. In a time when so many brands are going soft, Dodge has done something fearless. They didn't follow trends, they challenged them. This car proves that raw performance, emotion, and noise still have a place in the modern world. It's not quiet, it's not subtle, and it definitely doesn't apologize. Let's talk highlights. It's unmatched power, over 900 horsepower of pure chaos. Track-ready handling, hybrid precision meets muscle car madness. Jaw-dropping design, a perfect mix of past and future. When that sound? The kind that makes the ground shake. But it's not perfect, and Dodge knows it. It's still a handful to drive. And it won't be cheap. Prices are expected to start near $250,000. And yes, production will be extremely limited, but maybe that's what makes it special. The Viper was never meant for everyone. It was meant for those who crave danger, who live for that thrill every time they hit the throttle. This isn't just a car, it's an experience, a rebellion, the last scream of combustion before the world goes electric. For Dodge, this is more than a comeback. It's a statement of identity. They've taken a legend, evolved it for a new generation, and somehow kept its soul intact. And for the car world, this is proof that the spirit of muscle isn't dead. It's just been reborn with more bite. So what do you think? Did Dodge just create the most exciting American car in a decade? Or did they push the legend too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what side of history you're on. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's next. Because the next reveal from Dodge might just take this madness to an entirely new level. This is the 2026 Dodge Viper, reborn, reimagined, and ready to strike again, because legends never really die.
Just when the world thought the Porsche 911 had reached its final form, Porsche decided to prove everyone wrong. This is the brand new 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S, and it's not just a small upgrade. It's a shockwave through the supercar world. It's faster, smarter, sharper, and for the first time ever, it hides a secret weapon under the skin that completely changes how this car feels to drive. If you thought you knew what the Turbo S was capable of, buckle up, because what Porsche just released might be the most mind-bending evolution in 911 history. Let's rewind for a second. The Porsche 911 Turbo has always been the car that lived in two worlds. 1 minute, it's calm, quiet, and practical enough for daily life. The next, it's a missile that can embarrass million-dollar hypercars. That balance is what made it legendary. And for 2026, Porsche took that idea and supercharged it, literally and figuratively. While electric cars keep dominating headlines, Porsche had a different mission: prove that pure mechanical engineering can still be breathtaking in the modern era. The result is a car that bridges tradition and tomorrow. A machine that honors the flat six legacy while quietly stepping into hybrid territory. Everything about this car has been reimagined, not just tuned or tweaked. From the chassis to the air vents, Porsche rebuilt the Turbo S to move faster, corner harder, and react smarter than ever before. And the deeper you go into what they've done, the more insane it becomes. Let's start where your eyes go first, the exterior. At first glance, it still screams 911, but look closer and you'll see a car sculpted by airflow and speed. The nose sits lower, the intakes are more aggressive, and every vent has a function. Those new adaptive front blades? They adjust their angle in milliseconds to channel air where it's needed most. The side profile, wider than before, hides new cooling ducts for the twin-turbo flat six. And at the back, the redesigned wing now works in harmony with a fully active rear diffuser, a first for the 911. Together, they generate massive downforce at high speeds, keeping the car stable even past 200 miles per hour. Underneath that sleek shell is where the magic happens. The 3.8-liter twin-turbo flat six has been re-engineered with lightweight internals, stronger turbos, and a brand-new hybrid assist system. That small electric motor, integrated directly into the gearbox, doesn't just add power. It fills every gap in the power band. The result? Zero lag. You press the throttle, and instant torque slams you back in your seat like a catapult. Combined output, 770 horsepower. That's more power than a McLaren 720S, and yet, Porsche says this engine is cleaner, quieter when it needs to be, and far more efficient than before. The PDK dual-clutch transmission has been recalibrated for faster shifts, almost telepathic in response. And the all-wheel drive system now uses predictive sensors that read traction, road temperature, and even steering inputs before the driver reacts. It doesn't just grip, it anticipates. So how fast is it? 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. Quarter mile in 10.1. And a top speed brushing 210 miles per hour. Those are hypercar numbers, from something you can still drive to dinner. Inside, it's a world of quiet aggression. Porsche has merged digital clarity with analog feel. A new curved OLED display now wraps behind the steering wheel, giving live readings of boost, torque distribution, and hybrid charge. The center console feels minimalist yet mechanical. Every switch and paddle has that solid Porsche click. Seats are thinner, lighter, but more supportive. And for the first time, the sound insulation dynamically adjusts, keeping the cabin calm at cruise, but opening up when you switch to Sport Plus, letting the exhaust roar into the cockpit. This isn't just refinement, it's control over emotion. Porsche literally designed the cabin to respond to your mood. Now imagine this. You're sitting at the edge of a long, empty stretch of road. The sky is clear. The engine is humming quietly behind you. You toggle launch control, foot on brake, right pedal down. The revs build, the turbos whistle, the hybrid motor wakes up. 3, 2, 1. Release. The world doesn't just move, it disappears. The Turbo S doesn't scream for attention. It simply erases distance. You feel your vision narrow, your heartbeat sync with the gear changes, and before you can even process what's happening, the speedometer flashes triple digits. There's no hesitation, no traction struggle. Just relentless, perfectly balanced thrust. As the road starts to curve, you expect drama, but the 911 stays flat, composed, alive. The steering, perfectly weighted, gives that familiar Porsche feedback, like the road is speaking directly to your hands. Every input feels clean and precise. The adaptive suspension stiffens instantly when you dive into a corner. The rear axle steering pivots the car through tight turns like it's shrinking beneath you. And when you hammer the brakes, those carbon ceramic rotors bite with surgical precision, bringing the car back from 150 miles per hour, like you never left your lane. It's violent, and yet completely civilized. That's the paradox of the new Turbo S. Power so extreme, it feels unreal, wrapped in refinement so perfect. It feels easy. So what's the takeaway from this mind-bending machine? The 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S isn't just another step forward. It's a declaration that the internal combustion engine isn't done yet. It's proof that raw engineering can still shock us in a world obsessed with electric silence. Porsche didn't build this to chase lap times. They built it to remind the world what driving really feels like. The combination of hybrid torque, precise control, and timeless design creates something unique. A car that feels alive, intelligent, and emotional at the same time. Of course, it won't come cheap. Expect prices starting around $240,000, with the usual Porsche options pushing it closer to $300,000. But what you get for that money isn't just performance, it's presence. It's that feeling that no matter where you go, the car beneath you is capable of so much more than you'll ever use. What's most impressive is how Porsche managed to modernize the Turbo S without losing its identity. The flat six still sings. The handling still feels rear-engined. And the design still tells the same story it has for 60 years, a story of evolution, not revolution. In a time when most performance cars are trying to impress through noise, drama, and size, Porsche did it with precision. They made a car that speaks softly but carries the punch of a sledgehammer. So, what does it mean for the future? It means Porsche isn't afraid of electrification. They're redefining how it's used. It means driving passion and technology can still coexist. And it means the 911 Turbo S continues to be the yardstick by which every other supercar is measured. The 2026 model isn't just fast. It's frighteningly intelligent. And that's what makes it so captivating. So, what do you think? Has Porsche just built the perfect bridge between gasoline and the electric era? Drop your thoughts below, because one thing's for sure, the Turbo S might be the clearest sign yet that the future of performance still has a heartbeat. And if that doesn't blow your mind, nothing will.
You might want to sit down for this one, because what Chevrolet just revealed isn't just a new car, it's a resurrection. The 2026 Chevrolet Impala SS427 is back, and it's rewriting what a muscle sedan can be. We're talking massive power, luxury tech, and a design that screams dominance. The Impala name is more than a badge. It's a piece of American history. And now it's been brought into the future with a roar that'll send chills down your spine. Chevrolet didn't just revive the Impala, they supercharged its soul. So what happens when raw 1960s attitude meets modern innovation? You're about to find out, because this new SS427 might just be the boldest comeback of the decade. Let's rewind for a second. The Impala was once the symbol of American performance, a car that blended power, prestige, and pure street presence. From high school parking lots to drag strips, the SS427 badge meant one thing: you were about to get smoked. But as the years passed, the world shifted. SUVs took over, the V8 faded, and the Impala quietly disappeared into history books. Until now, in 2026, Chevrolet has flipped the script. The new Impala SS427 isn't just a reboot, it's a total reinvention. A modern-day muscle sedan with a luxury heart and a racing soul. At first glance, it doesn't whisper old school, it shouts modern dominance. The front end is sharp, with a low, sculpted hood that flows into deep LED eyes. Every line looks like it's been carved by wind and power itself. And at the rear, quad exhausts that could easily double as thunder cannons. Even the stance is mean, wide, low, and ready to pounce. Chevrolet says this Impala was designed to combine the best of both worlds, the grace of a luxury cruiser and the aggression of a street fighter. But the real magic happens under the hood. And trust me, it's not what you expect. So here's the headline. The 2026 Impala SS 427 is powered by a 6.2-liter LT2 V8 with hybrid assist. Yes, that's the same heart beating inside the Corvette, but tuned for four-door fury. The result? A mind-bending 620 horsepower and 610 pound-feet of torque. That's not a typo. This sedan hits 0-60 in just 3.4 seconds. Read that again. A four-door Impala doing supercar numbers. And it doesn't just go fast, it feels alive. The moment you press the start button, that V8 rumbles awake like a sleeping dragon. Flip it into track mode, and the active exhaust opens wide. The sound alone could wake an entire neighborhood. But here's what's impressive. It's not a brute force monster. It's balanced. The new performance suspension uses Chevy's Magnetic Ride 5.0, scanning the road and adjusting in milliseconds. Every turn feels planted. Every acceleration feels effortless. You get power, yes, but also precision. And that's something the old-school Impala never had. Step inside, and you're greeted by what might be the most advanced Chevy interior ever. A curved OLED display stretches across the dash, merging your speedometer, infotainment, and performance readouts into one seamless panel. There's real carbon fiber trim, deep bolstered sports seats, and soft touch suede where it matters most. And that glowing red SS 427 emblem on the steering wheel? It pulses when the car starts, a heartbeat reminding you this isn't a normal sedan. The hybrid system isn't just about efficiency either. It's about instant torque, a silent push before the V8 roars to life. Chevrolet calls it e-boost. Think of it as nitrous that never runs out. And then comes the fun part, the performance drive modes. You've got Cruise, Sport, Track, and a hidden mode called Legacy. When you activate it, the exhaust note mimics the original 1967 Impala SS 427. That's nostalgia re-engineered into sound. Fuel economy? Surprisingly good. You can cruise highway miles comfortably, getting close to 25 mpg. Unheard of for this much power. It's a car that can drop your jaw on Saturday and drive your kids to school on Monday. Chevy didn't just build a muscle car. They built a time machine with Wi-Fi. And yet, this story isn't over, because what happens next changes everything. Picture this, a closed track, early dawn, mist hanging over the tarmac. The new Impala SS 427 idles at the line, quiet, focused, alive. A light tap on the paddle shifter. The revs climb. The launch control engages, then boom! The Impala rockets forward like a bullet. 0 to 60 in just over 3 seconds. The sound. Pure mechanical thunder. Corners that should make a big sedan slide. It glides through them like a sports coupe. Every shift is instant. Every move, intentional. When it crosses the line, it's clocked a lap time that matches the BMW M5 competition. Yes, a Chevrolet sedan, hanging neck to neck with Germany's elite. But what shocks even more is how it does it. Not through electric silence or futuristic gimmicks, but through old-school sound and feel. It's raw. It's emotional. It's powerful. The kind of car that makes you feel alive again. And as the exhaust cools and the sun hits that metallic red paint, one thing becomes crystal clear. The Impala SS 427 isn't a comeback. It's a declaration. Chevrolet didn't build this to follow trends. They built it to remind everyone that muscle never dies. It just evolves. So does the 2026 Chevrolet Impala SS 427 live up to the legacy? Not only does it live up to it, it redefines it. This is the sedan that brings back the thrill of driving. A car that blends heritage with horsepower, luxury with lunacy, comfort with chaos. Let's break it down. The pros: massive power, 620 horses of pure adrenaline, modern tech, OLED screens, hybrid boost, and digital precision. And aggressive design. It turns heads before you even start it. Soundtrack: that V8 rumble is music for true enthusiasts. The cons: price. Expect an $85,000 to $100,000 tag. Weight: at 4,100 pounds, it's not featherlight. Availability: limited numbers mean this will sell out fast, but maybe that's the point. The Impala SS 427 was never for everyone. It's for those who still believe driving should make your heart race. In a market flooded with silent EVs, this car dares to make noise. It dares to bring back emotion, smell, vibration, and soul. And that's why this model matters, because it's not just another product. It's a movement. For Chevrolet, this marks a turning point. The Impala SS 427 proves that the future doesn't have to forget the past. You can have speed, sustainability, and spirit all in one. It's the perfect balance of nostalgia and innovation. So, here's the real question. Would you trade your silent EV for the sound of a 620 horsepower V8 that makes your pulse race every time you press start? Let me know your answer in the comments below. Because one thing's for sure, the 2026 Impala SS 427 isn't here to blend in. It's here to remind us why we fell in love with cars in the first place. If you enjoyed this full breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because Chevy might have just started a whole new muscle revolution. And you'll want to see what's next. The 2026 Chevrolet Impala SS 427. It's bold, it's brutal, and it's beautiful. A muscle sedan that refuses to die, because legends never really do.
What if Ford took its most powerful street-legal Mustang ever and turned it into something that could challenge real race cars? The 2026 Ford Mustang GTD isn't just another trim. It's a road-ready monster built with race-born DNA. This is not a concept, not a rumor, but a reality that brings the power of the track to your driveway. With supercar aerodynamics, a roaring V8 engine, and a price tag that makes even exotic brands nervous, the GTD may redefine what an American muscle car can be. But here's the big question. Has Ford finally built a Mustang that can rival Europe's best? Let's take a first look. For decades, the Mustang name has stood for raw American performance, loud, bold, and proud. But Ford has just taken things to a level nobody expected. The GTD was born directly from the track-only Mustang GT3, the same race car set to dominate international endurance racing. GTD stands for Gran Turismo Daytona, a nod to Ford's racing history and its dream of conquering both the road and the circuit. This car isn't about nostalgia. It's about proving a point that an American brand can stand shoulder to shoulder with Porsche GT3 RS, MG GT Black Series, and even Ferrari's track specials. Every curve, vent, and surface on the GTD has a purpose. Ford's goal? To blur the line between a production Mustang and a layman's grade racer. It's built for those who crave the thrill of the track but still want license plates on their car. And as we go deeper, you'll see why the GTD may be one of the boldest projects Ford has ever produced. Let's start with what you can see: the design. The 2026 Mustang GTD is wide, low, and aggressive. The entire body has been re-engineered with carbon fiber panels to cut weight and sharpen performance. Huge front air intakes feed the engine and brakes, while the hood vents and rear diffuser manage airflow like a real race car. The adjustable rear wing isn't just for show. It's active, changing angle at speed to maximize downforce or reduce drag. Then there's the stance. The track width is significantly wider than the GT, giving the GTD a planted, ready-to-attack posture. Every detail screams purpose, from the titanium exhaust to the lightweight forged wheels wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires. Step inside, and the cabin feels like a fusion between luxury and motorsport. Alcantara and carbon fiber dominate the interior, while the digital cluster and large infotainment screen keep everything modern. Recaro seats hug you tight, and behind them, a carbon fiber cross brace replaces the rear seats entirely, because this Mustang doesn't compromise. Now for the heart. Under that sculpted hood sits a hand-built, supercharged 5.2-liter V8. Ford claims more than 800 horsepower. Yes, 800, making it the most powerful road-legal Mustang ever created. The engine is paired with an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission mounted at the rear for perfect 50/50ths weight balance. Performance numbers? While Ford hasn't revealed everything yet, early testing hints at a 0 to 60 time under 3 seconds and a top speed that could break 200 miles per hour. The suspension uses a hydraulic adaptive system derived from racing, allowing ride height adjustments and active damping for track or street use. Braking power comes from carbon ceramic rotors, massive, fade-free, and ready for abuse. In simple terms, this car isn't meant for casual Sunday drives. It's built for serious drivers who want to feel every vibration of the track, but with air conditioning and license plates attached. And just wait until you hear what it's like to drive. Fire up the V8 and the GTD comes alive with a thunderous growl that shakes the air. It's a sound you feel in your chest, deep, mechanical, and pure. On the road, it doesn't behave like a normal Mustang. The steering is razor sharp, the throttle instant, and the grip relentless. Corner after corner, the GTD feels locked to the asphalt, its aerodynamics keeping it flat even at extreme speeds. In test runs, early prototypes have already matched the lap times of cars twice their price. The dual-clutch gearbox shifts with lightning precision, and when the active aero opens up on a straight, you can feel the car slice through air like a missile. What's truly shocking is how refined it still feels. Ford didn't just build a loud race car. They built a precision instrument. Every input feels balanced, deliberate, and controlled. And yet, beneath all the engineering, it still feels like a Mustang, wild, emotional, and powerful. That's the magic of the GTD. It connects the brute force of American muscle with the precision of European racing. The moment you push it to its limit, you realize Ford isn't playing catch-up anymore. They're setting the pace. So what's the final verdict on the 2026 Mustang GTD? It's not just a new model, it's a message. A statement that the Mustang can evolve without losing its soul. This car takes everything we know about performance and pushes it beyond the limits of what we thought an American brand could do. The pros are obvious: mind-bending power, incredible aerodynamics, and race-ready engineering straight from Ford's GT3 program. It's exclusive too, with production limited to only a few hundred units, each one hand-built. Of course, there are drawbacks. The price will easily cross $300,000, making it one of the most expensive Mustangs ever. It's not practical for daily driving, and it demands skill to handle properly. But for those lucky enough to own one, it's more than a car. It's a piece of automotive history. In today's performance world, dominated by electric torque and quiet efficiency, the GTD reminds us what raw, mechanical passion feels like. It bridges the gap between track and street, past and future, emotion and precision. So, what do you think? Did Ford just build a supercar wearing a Mustang badge, or is this the greatest muscle car ever made? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you love this first look. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dive reviews of the hottest cars hitting the road next year. What if the most famous American muscle car suddenly became a pickup truck and still kept its wild Mustang spirit? The 2026 Ford Mustang pickup is not a dream or concept anymore. It's real, and it's here to shake up the auto world. It mixes the deep growl of a V8 with new technology and everyday practicality. You can haul gear, tow a trailer, and still feel that Mustang heartbeat when you hit the throttle. Could this be the next big step in American performance, or is Ford taking a huge risk? Let's find out together. Ford has always been known for doing things its own way. From the original Mustang that started the pony car era to the F-150 that rules American roads, Ford builds vehicles that create emotions. Now they've done something bold. They've merged both worlds. The new 2026 Mustang pickup blends the freedom of a sports car with the versatility of a truck. It's designed for people who want muscle without limits. Whether you're heading to a track, the mountains, or your daily commute, this machine promises power, attitude, and usefulness. And as we go deeper, you'll see why this launch has everyone talking. The first thing you notice is the look. The Mustang pickup keeps that long hood and sharp stance that fans love, but adds a short truck bed with a strong sculpted design. The headlights have a narrow, aggressive shape, and the front grille screams performance. Inside, the cabin feels like a sports cockpit, clean, modern, and packed with screens. A large digital display runs across the dash, giving you real-time data and performance readouts. The seats hug you in place like a race car, yet still feel comfortable for long trips. Under the hood sits the real story, a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8, delivering more than 480 horsepower. It sends power to the rear wheels or optionally to all four. The sound is pure muscle, the kind that makes your heart race. But Ford didn't stop there. They added advanced drive modes, a reinforced frame, and adaptive suspension to handle both highway speed and off-road trails. Imagine blasting down a desert road, the V8 roaring, dust flying. It's a thrill that no normal pickup can match. And if you want to go electric, there's talk of a hybrid or full EV version coming soon. That's a major clue that Ford sees the Mustang pickup not as a one-time stunt, but the start of a new era. Still, the big question remains, does it perform like a Mustang should? We're about to find out. When you finally press the start button, the engine growls to life with that signature Mustang sound. You feel the rumble through the seat, and the road opens up in front of you. 0 to 60 miles per hour happens in just over 4 seconds, quicker than most trucks could ever dream of. On corners, it stays planted, sharp, and surprisingly balanced for a vehicle with a bed in the back. The steering feels tight and alive, the throttle response instant. But the real shock comes when you hit off-road terrain. You expect it to struggle, but it doesn't. The suspension adjusts smoothly. Traction control keeps you steady, and the Mustang pickup powers through with confidence. It feels wild and controlled at the same time, something few vehicles ever achieve. At that moment, you realize this isn't just a fun idea. It's proof that Ford can mix heritage and innovation without losing either. But does that make it the perfect car for everyone? Let's bring it all together. So here's the verdict. The 2026 Ford Mustang pickup is daring, loud, and exciting, exactly what modern muscle should be. It gives you speed, style, and space all wrapped in a fresh form. The pros are clear: huge power, incredible design, and that unmistakable Mustang personality. On the downside, it might not fit tight city streets. Fuel economy isn't great, and the price will push the top end of the segment. But for the right driver, someone who loves performance, wants something bold, and doesn't want to follow the crowd, this might be the perfect choice. It's a statement on wheels. In today's market, where everything feels electric and quiet, the Mustang pickup stands for something raw and emotional. It reminds us why we fell in love with cars in the first place. So, what do you think? Did Ford just build the future of muscle, or did they go too far? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more car stories that will blow your mind.